This video is brought to you by Hollyland.
What if your phone could replace a bulky external monitor, record proxies, stream live, and even control your camera all from one lightweight device? That's exactly what Hollyland's new Vcore is designed to do. And today I'm going to show you how it works in real life. Hey, I'm Roger Sang, filmmaker, creator, and someone who's always looking for tools that make production lighter and faster. So the Hollyland Vcore isn't just another wireless transmitter, it's an all-in-one creative companion. So let's dive into what makes it different and why it might simplify your setup. So first impressions is the design. Vcore is compact, it's lightweight, and it doesn't need an external battery. That alone simplifies setup compared to traditional transmission systems. See, it fits right in my pocket there. It's pretty much a pocket-sized hub that goes between your camera and your phone or tablet. Before we dive into how this works, let me give you a little tour of what this is. So this is the Hollyland Vcore. You see the antennas that bump up top like rabbit ears. I believe that there's the transmission antennae. Also, you have a cold shoe adapter right here. So you can also insert this into anything that has a cold shoe, like so. So that is, you have a cold shoe male, then you have a cold shoe female on the other side. So let's flip it to the bottom real quick. We have a 1/4-20 thread right here, and this little adapter comes with it. So I can actually screw this into the bottom, have that on there. And then if I want to mount it on my camera this way, I can too. By just sliding this on and tighten these onto there. Now that can sit on top. Okay, so that's the 1/4-20 thread on the bottom. I mean, really any 1/4-20 mounting system that you have, you can use this to go on there with, mount it any way you want. On this side, you can put a card in here so you could record. You have HDMI in and USB out. So this is gonna be important for us to not only have the HDMI in so that the feed from the camera is going out and into the Vcore, but also the USB out can go out to control your camera from your phone. Then on the other side, we have the feedback screen. You also have a bunch of menu options in here. You can pair, you can power on, power off, and then also you can power and charge this device with this USB-C. And then let me show you a couple of mounting options real quick. So what's cool about this is you can actually MagSafe this onto your phone too. So I use this adapter, I slide this right in, and now I have MagSafe capability back of my phone like so. That's one way to do it. But if I slide this off, I could also put this onto there, and then I could open that. And then now I have the phone mount on the back for those that don't have USB-C. Now that could sit on the back of my phone. And with the 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, you can even mount this onto a tripod and film that way. Pretty cool. But I'm actually gonna mount it to my camera and not my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna use this 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, tighten this up, because I'm gonna have this sit vertically for me. I've got my ZVE1. I'm gonna mount my Vcore with the ports facing this side so that I can plug them in directly on the left side of the camera. Tighten that onto there. Okay, I'm gonna go with this USB out and plug in my USB-C and use my HDMI in. There we go. And then in my ZVE1, I'm gonna plug this into the top like so. Then on the bottom, I'm gonna plug it into my HDMI. Let's see, I already have this turned on. I'll turn this on. And then in my ZVE1, I'll select remote shooting. So now I've got my camera going, like the video's on and it's going to my transmitter and this is sending a signal out. And then, let me set this down over here actually. From my mobile device, I'm gonna go to my HollyView app. I'll open that and there's my Vcore. I will connect and now it connects and now we see what's on my camera. So I could also start and stop my recording with this top right button right here. Hear that feedback, it's starting recording. And then I press this again, I'll stop recording, and you hear that. Now this red record button that you see right here, this is cool. This actually records locally to your phone. If I hit record, this video stream right here, this one, is recording locally to my camera roll. I love that. Because sometimes I just want to film it real quick and have it on my phone ready to go, and I could edit from there in post. So you plug into the Vcore with the HDMI, connect your phone with USB-C, and open the HollyView app, and now my phone is a full-featured monitor. Now with this, it supports up to 4K at 30 frames per second with almost no lag. No more lugging around a heavy monitor because I have my phone and I have the transmitter. This is my studio setup. So this is where it gets powerful. Vcore doesn't just feed one device, it supports multiple setups depending on your needs. So as I mentioned, it's great for solo creators, but it's great for teams as well. So from one transmitter, you could transmit up to 4 different phones or tablets. So you can have a team of 4, everyone can see it, everyone can record locally onto their device. Or you could have this one transmitter go to 2 tablets or phones and 1 receiver. So the crews can watch on a device, the director plugs the receiver into the monitor, and boom. Or if you don't want to do anything with your phones at all, you could have 1 transmitter and 2 receivers for professional setups where you need larger displays. So instead of crowding around one screen, your crew director or even client can all monitor wirelessly in real time with about 65 millisecond latency up to 350 feet. And as I mentioned before, Vcore doesn't just transmit, it records. It captures H.264 proxies up to 1080p at 60 frames per second onto its SD card with timecode for smooth editing. Your iPhone or iPad can also auto-record proxies through the Hollyland Vue app that you see here, giving you instant backups. And if you're on iOS, you can record in ProRes, which is a huge step up in quality. For photographers, it can pull still images like RAW or JPEG straight from your camera and transfer them wirelessly in real time to your phone, tablet, or even laptop. Your editors can literally start working while you're still shooting. Inside the Hollyland Vue app, you can name and tag clips while you're shooting. Those tags are saved automatically, organizing your footage into folders. So no more hunting through random file names later. You could even start and stop recording remotely from the app. It's super handy if your camera's mounted on a gimbal, crane, or somewhere hard to reach. And if you're a streamer, Vcore supports RMTP streaming directly to YouTube or Twitch. Plus, it has a live green screen preview that can key effects on set and avoid headaches in post. So in short, Vcore isn't just a transmitter, it's a monitor, recorder, file manager, and streaming hub packed into a tiny device. The biggest advantage here is the workflow. Instead of carrying multiple monitors, recorders, and storage devices, Vcore combines all of that into one. And for solo creators, it means lighter gear, faster setup. And for small teams, it means everyone gets their own monitor. And for photographers, it means instant tethering without wires. Now let's talk about pros and cons. It's lightweight, no external battery needed, which I love. Multi-device monitoring flexibility. Proxy and ProRes recording saves time in post. You've got built-in file tagging and clip organization, wireless camera control, and live streaming capabilities. The cons? Well, it needs a strong network environment for best performance. Also, some of the features may be overkill for casual users. And there's a small learning curve if you've never used transmission gear. Honestly, it's really easy to use. So who's this for? Small production teams that need easy collaboration, and photographers who want instant wireless previews. If you're streaming or delivering fast edits, it can really speed things up. So in conclusion, the Hollyland Vcore takes what used to require multiple pieces of gear and puts it all into one pocket-sized device. Monitor, record, organize, and stream, all without weighing down your setup. For me, it's one of the most creator-friendly tools that Hollyland has put out. That and the Hollyland Mark II. Got questions about how it fits into your workflow? Drop them in the comments. If you want to see how I use Hollyland gear on real shoots, check out my filmmaking playlist, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.